Hey, righteous people, what is up? Derek here from Bomb Socks with more Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ, one bite at a time. So we're going to get into section 52 today, and there's a cool principle. There's actually kind of a fun little thing for missionaries. If there's any missionaries getting ready to head out there, this is wonderful advice for a future missionary. So section 52 is really good with this. So in this section, 34 men are called on missions. This idea of consecrating your time and your talents and everything there, these men are all called on missions. You can kind of see through here some of these names. Some you'll recognize, like David Whitmer, Parley P. Pratt, all those. You got a few others, like maybe Harvey Whitlock. You've got Wheeler Baldwin. There's all kinds of guys out here who are called to serve as missionaries. There's a group of verses here that I want to show you. And when something is mentioned over and over again, I like how the Lord has said, and he says it in this section, he's like, I'm going to give you a pattern in all things. When you see something repeated this many times, it's kind of important. So look at these verses right here. It's 52, verse 8, verse 9, verse 10, verse 22, 23, 25, 26, 27. You're going to see the same phrase over and over again. And what this is the Lord is saying, I want you to preach the gospel by the way. And it's interesting, this idea. So if I'm faithful, the Lord will bless me with the opportunity to share the gospel by the way. So a fun little question you could ask yourselves or ask your family, what does it mean to preach the gospel by the way? So take a minute, talk about it. We'll come right back. Okay, so when I think of preaching the gospel by the way, I almost think of it as teaching the gospel along the way. While you are going on your mission, while you're going to certain areas, while you're going to certain places, make sure you are an example along the way as you were doing this. There's a great little message that teaches this principle really well, this idea of teaching the gospel by the way. Watch this. Okay, so I mentioned earlier there are 34 men. Let me show you all of them here. So I've got this list that I put together a few years ago. It's just the missionaries of section 52 because I thought it was interesting. People have always fascinated me, and so I wanted to kind of see what became of these individuals. So I've got their name, I got their verses, I got whether or not they actually served their mission, and what happened to them. So pause the video here, and I just want you to look at this and just kind of see what you learn from this. Okay, so as you're looking at this list right here, you see all kinds of men here that were called to serve. Now, whether or not they serve, that's another issue. Now, you see this SF here, which is stayed faithful. It means they were faithful their entire lives. And sadly, there weren't a lot of them. I mean, there were ones who stayed faithful for a time. But you got, for example, there's one individual in here that to me has always just been an interesting character study. His name is Simon's Rider. And so Simon's Rider, he's mentioned there in verse number 37. It says, in consequence of transgression, let that which was bestowed upon Heman Bassett be taken from him and placed upon the head of Simon's Rider. Heman Bassett was the guy who used to kind of scream around like a baboon when he felt the Spirit. So Simon's Rider, some of you might know the story of him. Simon's Rider, if you look in here, his name is spelled Simondsryder. Simon's Rider, here's his signature, Symondsryder. So Simon's had his name spelled wrong. And what's interesting is Simon's never served his mission because he's like, well, if the same Spirit which called me to serve as a missionary spelled my name wrong, then this work must be false. And he goes off and he's a bitter enemy to the church, all because of one misspelled letter in his name. And again, that's not the real issue. The real issue is probably deeper than that, but that's just one of those things I think is interesting. By the way, side note, I went and saw Simon's Rider's grave. It's kind of interesting. His name is spelled correctly, but it also says he was an elder of the Disciple Church, which disciple is horribly misspelled on that one. Ironic? Probably. But anyway, the idea there is the importance of staying faithful and serving in the calling that you have been called to do. And as you do that, you share the gospel by the way, and there's some cool things there. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys out. Godspeed. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.